Hello, dear student. Today, our topic is on our government, where you will learn about uh, define democracy. Then you will learn about why we need federal government. Then we'll look on what is legislative, executive, judiciary. Then we will look what are the 5 steps to make a new law for a country. Then what is the important of a constitution for a country. So in our government, it come in your mind, what is government? Government is actually the institution through which a society makes enforce to public policy. Which policy they have to do for the society, that is the policies which are making for the peoples of the country. In simple way, we can say that is a government. There are of different ways, like in democracy, dictatorships, secularism. These are different ways of the government. But we are from Pakistan, and in Pakistan we have democracy. Democracy, what is democracy means? That means we elect people whom we want for the government. So that is called a democracy, which democracy get power from the people and work for the people. So for example, it has defined over here, democracy means people power or rule by the people. So this is called democracy, which you give vote, which we are doing, like we are casting vote, and from which we elect our presidents, prime ministers. Then he work for us. That is a democracy. So democracy is actually means to elect a leader by the people through vote, which we are doing in our country. So then we can come in our mind, why do we need a federal government? So why? Because all the problems, all over the countries, if they are all will go to the prime minister or president's office, it is impossible to do that. For that purpose, what they are making, there are different departments which they have to work together. Then they give rights for the peoples of the country. So we have look over here in the federal government, why we need that one. What are their importance? You can look over the executive, legislative, and judiciary. So they are giving power to a different department, and the federal government is giving their power to the provinces. For example, provinces had chief minister will give that point, and they will discuss that with the prime minister. So federal government is only looking after that finance, defense, and communication. So then if we come over in the point of provisional, they have their own responsibilities of provisional government, which they are implementing that budget which federal government give to the provinces. So this you look over here, this is the government structure of Pakistan. So we have 3 type: executive, which is including prime minister. With prime minister, there are a cabinet which work them. More than 30 cabinet members are there which work with the prime minister. There are different ministers, like minister of health, minister of education, minister of defense, and many more. There are that they are working with prime minister. Then we come to legislative. Legislative is actually of to making a new laws for the countries if it is necessary. Executive, which we tell you about the president, prime minister, the whole cabinet, look after these laws. Are they need, or they are implementing more? If they need more laws, they work on it as well. So then we have find a judiciary. In judiciary, we have 3 types. Supreme Court, which had is chief minister, and that is one all over in the country which lead all the courts. That in Pakistan we have that Supreme Court in Islamabad. Then we have High Court, which is the highest legal authority in a province, which is in every province we find high courts. Then we find the session court, which is of those in district level. We find different courts which give that rights for the people. If it is impossible for the session court, they refer that to high court, and if it's also not decision, they refer that to Supreme Court. So this is of the judiciary part. Then it come in our mind, how are laws made in our country? Laws are made in our country are of 5 steps. First is of a bill is drawn up by contained session to recommend for making the new law. If anyone want to make a law in assembly, they stand on assembly and they start a point on that must be making a bill. So what happening over here, that when it start, it reviewed in a committee. They make a committee which reviewed in that committee, and then what happened, that the national assembly, that laws in a debate in national assembly, then what happening, they listen that argument, the vote, or whether should be accepted. For example, if after many debate and change, the house vote on the bill, what happening when they accept over there, they are accepting or not accepting, that are depending on that in the third step, that one. In fourth step, what happening, after being considered by the special committee, the bill is debated by the members of Senate and that National Assembly. They are going to approve that one they are approving or not, they are discussing on that. Then in fourth stage this happening, and then in they are sending that to the president, and president is looking after that the president review that bill. Then the president can sign that bill and it will become a federal law. If they accept, that would be called. If president didn't sign over there, they didn't reject that bill, it will be not accepted as a law. So what happening, that after that law implement in the country, then we come to what is constitution. And constitution is actually a document containing of laws and principle according to which the power of the state are exercised. So what happened, the laws which are the laws and the principle which are in written form, that is called a document. In Pakistan, we have the last time the constitution was written was in 1973. So that is still now each and everyone are just following that constitution. So why it is important for a country? Why constitution is important for a country? Actually, it survives a social contract between the government and the people. It helps to keep check and balance of the people in authorities. It protects the right of all the citizens of the Pakistan, including the minorities. It helps to curb abuse by any person or group, including government, through misuse of power. So these 1, 2, 3, 4 points which is very important, that of that constitution. So thank you so much for listening me.